If you don't already know, I love shopping, but I hate wasting money. In 2020, I've been on a mission to up-level my life, so in this video, I'm gonna show you 10 purchases that have helped me do it. I'm Hava Schultz, the host of this YouTube channel, where I provide inspiration and information on how to live a stylish, healthy, happy, minimal lifestyle. The following 10 items are in no particular order, except to say that I did try to put similar items in succession with each other. The categories of these purchases span from personal interest to home improvement to mental health to long-term expenses. Stay with me to the end of the list to find out 2 of the purchases I made that I don't think ever get mentioned in these kind of videos, but could have the biggest impact on my life. In March, when everyone was basically sent home for the global pandemic, my life went from being 60% on screen to 100% on screen. Although my creative work has always been an on-screen digital process due to the nature of editing videos and photos, I ended up doing my tutoring work online with virtual calls, and hanging out with friends became online, so everything became a screen. I started to experience a lot of eye strain. I would feel my eyes just watering up and crying, not because I was sad, but just because they were strained. I went ahead and did some research on blue light blocking glasses, and unfortunately there is not a ton of research done on this yet, so I know that it is a little bit of a risk to be using them, since we don't know if having this lens close to our eyes is actually a good thing in the long term, but it appeared to help me when I tried it out. And I also did my research to try to find one that was real, because unfortunately a lot of the stuff that we see, like those cheap $15, $20 pairs, I don't think actually have technology that is effective. They have technology that theoretically would work, but according to some of the research I found, it doesn't. So I did invest a little bit more money, not as much as maybe my eye doctor would offer, and I went to iBuy Direct, which I was so excited about. And I found these really affordable glasses. They're so cute, and if you notice, they have that purplish tint when they reflect the light, which I think is actually really trendy and awesome. What I really loved about iBuy Direct is that they donate a pair of glasses to someone in need of a pair of glasses, and I actually got to pick the country where it goes, so I decided to choose Kenya, because Kenya is a place I do want to visit someday. So I hope someone there is now seeing Kenya a lot better, and hopefully one day I can see Kenya too. The other thing is these glasses came in a little black pouch that unfortunately I misplaced it. I don't know where it is right now, but I'll try to flash a picture up here of what it looks like. And it's really helpful because it holds the glasses and keeps them from getting all smudgy and scratched, but also it acts like a lens cleaning cloth. I found out later that apparently this is a thing I just didn't know about, but I think it's really fun, and it does a really good job of actually wiping the smudges away, although I don't think these glasses smudge up nearly as much as my regular glasses do. My Dakota Tripod has turned out to be an amazing investment in both my creative work here making videos. I actually am not holding it up because I'm using it right now, so here's a photo. But it's also surprisingly turned out to be helpful in my tutoring work, because I'm able to do a lot of different things with this tripod. It's got so many different ways you can position it. So I use it as a flat lay and actually write notes for my kids underneath when I create notes for them in tutoring. So it's actually had a dual purpose, and I've definitely gotten my money's worth out of this piece of equipment. Highly recommend it. Shoes are not typically a great investment, but let me explain why these were awesome. First of all, I went through my entire wardrobe a couple months ago. Everything from tops to coats to jeans to accessories to shoes, everything, and I cleaned out so much because I was the recipient of hand-me-downs from everyone and their mother, literally, by the way, because I'm at the end of the spectrum as far as passing clothes down to someone smaller. So I had a mountain of clothes, literally a mountain from here to the back, and it was like this high, full of stuff to get rid of. I would love to talk to you about that maybe in a different video because it could take too much time. But essentially, I wanted to make sure that I had quality over quantity in my wardrobe, and I wanted to fill my wardrobe with a lot of pieces that, while they could be trendy, and I think it's fun to have bold statement pieces, I wanted things like this, which will last forever. These are really neat because they're just a solid white sneaker that go with so many outfits, and yet they have this fun trendy back, kind of fun material here. Although it's sort of trendy-ish, it's also not so far that it's gonna go out of style. I like my pieces to be ageless, but also have a unique flair that kind of sets them apart, so my style doesn't look like everybody else's. Sauna is not a cheap brand. I'm just gonna put that out there right now, but this is a really great set of shoes. It's gonna go with everything. I love that they're kind of like the Adidas Superstars, which I think are really cool, but at the same time, these are just a little bit more sleek, so you could make them go with more outfits. These are just really versatile. I found myself wearing them with so many outfits, and I'm not sure they still sell this exact pair of shoes, but I'm definitely gonna link up the brand in this description along with everything else that I am talking about in this video so that you can check it out. I found this robe at Target. It was about $30, just their Stars Above brand. But the thing is, this is a size extra small, which at this point, if you've watched any of my fashion videos, you probably know that I am a hard fit just because of my petite size. This robe is also not so long that it goes beyond my knees, so I don't feel like I'm wearing a super long dress. I love robes because they're so loungy. I love to hang out and be comfortable, but the only robe I own was one of those super plushy warm robes, and I live in a warm place, so often I'll put that on and then 10 minutes later I'm starting to sweat. This one is just really thin, but it's really soft, and I love gray. It was a more recent purchase. Target has some really great stuff. I love how they're up leveling, and I'm thinking about doing a whole video on my best Target purchases because they have been so helpful for so many things. So drop a comment letting me know, or give me a thumbs up if you are interested in seeing a Target haul. This fall, I have had a brand new obsession with Etsy. After launching my own Etsy shop with my sister, here's the link, it'll be in the description. Please give it a look because this is a new business we have founded. We are having so much fun with it, and I'm really passionate about the art that my sister can create and the mission that we have in this business. More on that in this video. Anyway, so I've had this new obsession with Etsy. I love supporting artists who are trying to get their businesses off the ground. I really believe in monetizing off of your creativity. It truly is possible, even though so many people are naysayers about it. So I wanted to go ahead and feature some amazing art I am so excited about. I am just so fascinated with fashion illustration these days. The phone case I just bought for my new iPhone is a fashion illustration, and I bought these. This is my favorite. I love it so much. This is by Lana Arts Shop on Etsy. Lana is an amazing fashion illustrator. Lana, thank you so much. I told her the hair color options on here, the blonde was way too light for my hair. The light brown or natural color was too dark. And I actually sent her a message on Instagram. She had me send a picture of me with my hair color and then sent me samples digitally of what she could do to make these look like my hair color. So I have New York, which I love New York so much. You probably already know that. I also have London, which this one's neat. It's actually my least favorite in the set, but obviously I think it's pretty. I spent money on it. And I have this wonderful travel airplane piece just showing this girl jet setting. What I love about the pieces I chose is that these particular pieces are black and white and just highlight specific parts of the photo to put in color, which is really neat. New York, the New Yorker, the cab, that's classic to put in yellow so that it really stands out. The fashion here, obviously the bag, the Louis Vuitton, the Christian Louboutin, the jeans, and then of course we've got the London one where the pattern of her skirt, iconic, as well as the bust. These are the things that I would want to stand out. I'm so excited to hang these on the wall this weekend. They are so beautiful. Thank you, Lana. I love the art so much, and I think the customer service was exceptional. I do have a whole lineup of home improvement pieces that have really helped up-level my life. I just realized this year that making my room a sanctuary where I feel like it's designed, it's really put together, and it's also a sanctuary and a calming space makes a huge difference in my psyche, especially now that my whole life is in this room practically. I have my workspace in here, my office space. I have a cabinet with toiletry and cosmetic stuff in here. I have all of my belongings in this room for the most part. I have my bed in here. This room does so much for me that I need to make sure it's a space I'm exceptionally comfortable in. And I didn't start doing this until spring, summer, fall, simply because before that I had no idea where I was gonna land. But now that I know I'm here for at least a little while, I designed it, and part of that was putting up an accent wall. So this is actually what's called Wall Pop's Peel and Stick New Wallpaper. What is awesome about this particular product is that it is not actually wallpaper. They're strippable and peelable when it comes to wall stuff. And I highly recommend you get the wall peelable because first of all, wallpaper comes with a paste. It can ruin your wall. I'm not even sure this is a very popular option anymore, but I'm not in the home decor arena. I'm so proud of myself for the way this room is coming together because it's basically been me and a Pinterest board and that's it. It's just something I've been doing for fun and actually discovering a hidden talent that I'm actually good at home decor. So there's wallpaper, which can ruin the paint on your walls, which my parents would not be okay with. Strippable, I think would make my parents nervous, so didn't do that. Strippable means it is removable, but it can leave some residue behind that you have to wash off from the paint in the wall. It shouldn't damage it, but it does require a level of washing. And peelable means that it comes right off with no trace that it was ever there. And that is what I bought. I got this cool gray white brick, and although it is peelable, it comes off without showing anything. We were able to reposition it pretty easily and it definitely stays flat. It does not have any signs of coming off the wall whatsoever. So this was a really good investment. Can't wait to show you the accent wall in a video where I give you a room tour. Getting these plants has really made a difference in my psyche because I can't have real plants with my cats. If you don't know, cats are actually very sensitive to a lot of different plants, so I wanted to be very careful of that. And also, they'll just eat the plants and I just didn't want to worry about them going after the plants, so I got a couple of fake plants to still give that feeling of greenery and life in my room. Unfortunately, my cats have actually gone for this fake fern and one of my cats threw up the other morning and lo and behold, a piece of fern came out of him, so I'm trying to train them to not mess with these, but I have this faux fern. I won't say fake, fake sounds so cheesy. This artificial faux fern from Target, and I have this beautiful faux orchid from Marshall's, which I actually wasn't 100% sure about, but once I put it in this space, it looks perfect. Again, I will do a room tour for you later on and show you how it fits in the big picture. These have been really great purchases because they've given me that sense of joy and life, and they're not gonna die. Now we're getting into the stuff that never gets mentioned in these kind of videos. Firstly, like you just saw on the slide, is that I spend money on my cat's health. Their annual vet visits and shots cost me upwards of $300 this year. Yes, that is a lot of money, but it is a worthwhile investment. If we think about it as terms of what do they give me in exchange for the money that I spend on them, well, they are kind of like therapy animals, if you will. They're always there to keep me company. They always give me lots of love. I get to play with them. They're really amazing, but at the same time, I don't really like to think of it as being so transactional because I just have such a special place in my heart for animals. I'm such an animal person. Cats, dogs, farm animals. My favorite farm animal is a goat. Fun fact. Wildlife. I love giraffes and elephants. I just love animals. So being able to give these animals health care and a good life is such a special thing to be able to do, and I get something out of it too, just to be able to give to them. So I really love that I could invest in rescuing these cats and continuing to give them a wonderful life. And speaking of their lives, my cats are 100% indoor cats, which means they could live upwards of 20 years. And I really hope they do because I love them so much. I wanted to hold Tiki while I told you about this, but she doesn't really like to be held. And this right here is one of my mom's cats. Say hello. She is not having it. Okay, you can go now. Another thing that never gets mentioned is retirement. This is not actually anything related to retirement. It's just my 2020 planner, and I thought it would be relevant as a prop right now since it's sort of like planning ahead. Retirement is such a good thing to start planning for early, and as soon as you can start saving that money, set it aside. I promise it's way more important than the money you spend on brunch, because that brunch is gonna come and it's gonna go. There are other ways to hang out with your friends that don't cost money, but retirement actually does have a time element to it. Look at any financial chart and you will see the difference between starting saving in your 20s versus starting saving in your 30s or 40s is enormous. Interest really builds up. My finance professor in college really emphasized this. I went through a financial training program, which I'll link in the description, that also really helped. I don't need to talk too much about this other than saying the power of starting early is amazing. Definitely do your research on that if you don't believe me. Sometimes the best purchases are not the most glamorous purchases. What was one of your your best purchases this year? Go ahead and comment it down below, and if you're watching this at some point far in the future, then comment your best purchase as of the current year. If you want to support me on my quest to create for you full time, please go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!